How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to yet another weekly warehouse update. I normally walk you to a different part of the warehouse to show you what you're dropping, but these first things we're releasing tonight, we don't have on hand yet because we are dropping the pre-order for all of the MVP Halloween discs. So we're talking the Halloween Lizado. That's the most exciting, let's be honest here. But there's a lot of other ones too. There's some Sick Nomads, some Craves. So I was gonna throw them all up on the screen here. I think there's even some, I said Scream, it works for Halloween. But these are all hitting the site right now, 5 p.m. Eastern time. We're pre-selling them. I don't know the ship date. I would imagine probably late September, early October is when they'll actually hit our floor and we can ship them out to you. But if you want to guarantee these are going to be a hot drop, the last Eclipse Lizados were. Now they're just all in cool costumes, so they're going to be a hot drop. And then if you want to, pair it up with all the other MVP stuff, this is probably your best bet. There won't be a lot left on drop day. So if you want to guarantee, secure your bag, this is your chance to do so. And we try our best to fulfill any requests. If you have a certain stamp or color or something you're looking for, you can type that in the comments and we will do our absolute best. Basically, if we have one on hand that matches your description when we get to you, you will get it. That's kind of how we operate. So if you want to hop on the pre-order, now is your best bet to get one. But let's go look at what actually is on the shelves.
All right, in case you missed it, we recently dropped the final wave of Ledgestone for the year. I believe this is wave 4 at this point. This might be the best one yet. There is some really good stuff in this wave, so I'm just gonna go through it. We still have a little bit of everything left, so I'm gonna go through it real quick. To start off, one of my favorites, we've got ESP Glow Swirl Sparkle zones. So you can see they have the swirls. They also have like some little speckles, some of them more than others. You can really see that. But just kind of like a fun ESP feeling plastic. These ones have like a really flat top, came out really nice, and they have some great colors. So that's pretty cool. This is another favorite of mine. This is, I'll get a stamp that shows it off. Here we go. Really cool stamp I like on this one. These are Midnight Heats. So I guess this would be considered like a Midnight Z Heat. They just come in that really cool like all black color, and then the stamp I thought was really cool. It's like the flame in the middle there. All right, we got bottom stamped Swirl Soft Lunas, so a little bit softer than your typical Lunas. They're swirly, and you have this really nice bottom stamp on there. I'm saving the best for last, so I'm skipping over some of these. We also have, this is one of my favorites of this run as well. We've got the ESP Sparkle Glow Passions. Really cool stamp on these ones. Got some nice burst swirls in some of these, and yeah, these are kind of similar to that zone plastic. We got over here, these are Big Z Mantis. If you've never thrown the Mantis, it's not a super popular mold. These are really nice. They're like, I would say these ones are comparable to like, if you like the Undertaker and want something a little more stable, that's what this kind of reminds me of. These are great flyers, and I think Yulabari throws them a lot, but they're a really nice disc. And then some of my two favorites are the UV molds we got, because I love UV. So we've got a UV Wasp, and I think what a lot of people's favorite from this run is, and that's the UV Raptor. So you take these out in the sunlight, you can find I think Hunter posted on his Instagram a video of him with the Raptor, but you take these out in the sunlight, they immediately turn like a bright purple. Very, very cool discs. They feel just like a Z plastic. It's a UVZ, and a really nice overstable run as well. If you like Wasp, these are really overstable, and same with the Raptors. This is a nice overstable run, and they're just really cool because every time you take it out of your bag, half the disc will be a different color because it turns in the sunlight. So those are really nice. We still have a good bit of the Ledgestone, so make sure to get on that. Some of those molds we have less than others. So yeah, final wave of Ledgestone for the year.
All right, we have a pretty exciting drop here. There's several new molds out of the Lone Star factory, part of the Nico LaCastro line known as Sacred Discs. So these discs are pretty unique. There's a few different plastic options and stuff like that. This is one of the more unique molds in my opinion, the Gnome. It's a slightly overstable, we'll call it, more neutral, but really good feeling concave approach disc. Really good feeling for forehand and backhand. And what's unique about the Sacred Disc is they're all scent infused. So you have to guess what the scents are. We probably have them on the site. I don't know. I don't have a good enough nose to tell you what the scents are, but they all smell when you get them. And they also have a baseline and premium plastic. In my experience, the baseline's a little bit stronger scented wise than the premium plastic. This is something that you used to see a little bit more in disc golf, but you haven't seen in years of companies like going all out on the scented discs. You used to have like Trilogy doing like strawberry scented stuff and stuff like this. I think this is more like sage and lavender and that stuff. But we also got an Arrowhead mid-range, looks like 4301, like a straight rock. Stepping up, we have the premium version of the Arrowhead, again kind of a straight rock, and then their premium plastic. They call this the Alchemy blend. Like I said, the baseline ones are a little bit stronger smelling than the premium ones, which so that makes sense. This is called the Aroma blend. This is the Alchemy. So then the other two molds to look at is the Oracle, really good feeling 7-speed here, Heiser flip disc, 7.5 -2, very comfortable in the hand. And then their distance driver, the Starship, 13.6 -1.2, also really good feeling. So if you like Lone Star's plastic and you want to try something new, try something unique, check out the Sacred Disc line. They got pretty much a full lineup. This is their first drop, so pretty excited for these to hit y'all's hands and you start telling us how you're liking them, how they're flying for you. But it's a good compliment to what Lone Star already has going on. It kind of fits nicely in their slots. And yeah, new disc line, scented discs are back. Check them out.
All right, we're still at the drop shelf. Everything on the drop shelf today. The Carson Cole commemorative drop shelf. I feel like we don't mention that nearly enough. He's not dead. He just worked here and now he doesn't, but we love him. All right, so we got a Trilogy drop. We kind of had a little bit of a breather from Trilogy. Now we're back. We're back with a vengeance. So we got down here, we do have some more Opto Air. We've got the Fuse and the Pure, two excellent beginner options or somebody who doesn't have a ton of arm speed. These are great straight flying discs and lightweights, so you should definitely check those out, especially those Pures. Those are awesome. All right, into the really cool stuff here. We've got the Ballista in Opto Ice Orbit. This isn't the Ballista Pro, this is the Ballista. So these are like honestly one of the furthest flying discs out there. These are 14 speeds. They are not for beginners, but if you have arm speed, you can get really crazy long flights out of these. They are fun to throw. We also have another plastic in these Bio Gold. So this is the River. The Bio Gold plastic, we've been starting to get a bunch of these in. Really tacky compared to just normal gold line. It has a really great feel. These ones have a nice pop top like dome to them as well on the mic. The River is a great fairway option. Another great fairway option is this one I'm really excited about. This is the Bear from Westside Discs. I think it's a little bit of an underrated mold, but it looks really good in this tournament orbit. I really like these blue and pink ones. I actually bagged a Bear for a while. They're just a really nice straight fairway driver. At my arm speed, if you're throwing like 350 to 400 and you throw these flat, they just kind of go dead straight, maybe get a little turn and then a nice fade at the end, and they can hold hyzer. It's a really great fairway driver. We also have, if you're into the daggers, I know Robbie C is, we have Royal Sense Sake Bomb daggers. These are kind of like branded out, brand new for Rick. And these look really clean. I always love his stamp on there. So these are in the kind of Royal Sense plastic, a little more of an upgrade from what he had going. A few more molds here. This is a great one. We've got some Opto Jades, and these ones came out like almost chameleon, super glimmery. And the Jade is part of their easy to use line. A lot of people don't know about the easy to use line from Latitude. It includes the Sapphire, the Jade, and the Diamond. The Diamond being the 7-speed, the Sapphire being a 10-speed, and the Jade being a 9-speed. I believe those are the drivers. There's also some mid-ranges and putters in that line as well. But the drivers in the line, all of them are really good. And this is like, honestly, the easy to use line from Latitude is probably one of the best ways to introduce yourself to disc golf, especially with drivers, because the Diamond you're gonna find is very easy to throw as a first driver. The Jade is a good upgrade from that. It's a little bit faster, a little bit less understable, and then you get to the Sapphire and that's a 10-speed. It's gonna have a little more bite. So this is like kind of that middle level disc and really fun. If you've tried a Diamond before as somebody who throws a little further and you just can't quite find the use having something that understable, maybe just bump up to the Jade and see if you like that as like a roller disc. And then last but certainly not least, we have some really cool discs up here. We've got the Gavin Rathbun Fusion Orbit Evaders. So the Evader, if I was compared that to like the Bear I was telling you about, these start out pretty decently stable. They have a decent fade at the end. You could compare them maybe to like a T-Bird or a Vulture, but they do beat into a nice straight fairway as well. I used to bag Evaders. I had a couple in my bag at one point, and everything always looks awesome in the Orbit plastic, and I really like what they did with the Gavin Rathbun stamp. Another really really awesome disc here. This is the Carter Aaron's Lucid X Moonshine Agent. So the Agent is a relatively new putter mold that is from Dynamic, and my closest comparison here is a P2 from Discmania. I think it is darn close, like real close to a P2. So if you're a Trilogy guy who's not throwing Discmania, because I guess technically they could be argued to be a part of it, but if you're not, this could be a great option for if you're looking for something like a P2. You're probably going to get a nice overstable driving putter type flight out of this, but they will glide a ton as well. So definitely check out the Agent.
All right, we just had some new, well, I can't say new Discraft, restocked Discraft hit the site. That's why we're not at the drop shelf. Silas was getting really antsy by that drop shelf. We got Banger GTs are back in stock. One of my all-time favorite molds, a beaded putter with a thumb track. The thumb track makes it feel more concave, feel a little bit shallower while still giving you that deep putter glide. I absolutely love the Banger. Honestly, I should probably put it back in my bag. People always made fun of me for how I said it, which is why I took it out. Not actually. I just took it out because I want to put the Nova back in. Let's see, we also got some Baseline Zone OS's still in stock. The Zone OS, fantastic disc. Baseline, very, very fun to throw that in. And we have some Jawbreaker Zone OS's and Jawbreaker Zones. One of the most underrated forehand approach discs on the market, mainly because it starts as overstable as a zone. You hit a few trees, it becomes like a hyzer flip. Brody's throwing hyzer flips to turns with the zone, the Jawbreaker Zone, because you still have that really comfortable, clean release that you get from a zone, but then you get the understable flight that you might want out of like a, I don't know, forehanding a Meteor. But forehanding a Meteor sounds scary. Forehanding a zone doesn't. So Baseline Zone, problem solved. The other one I really want to highlight, it's a little bit personal for me. Well, I guess we'll highlight the nuke first. This is personal for Brody. Brody absolutely bombs nukes. Actually, a lot of people on tour do, and for good reasons. They're a great disc. If you're looking for like you like a fast distance driver, you're looking for some extra speed, check out the nuke. It's a little bit thick for my personal hand preference, but you know, I have smaller hands, so be it. Brody absolutely loves them. I know Ezra throws them. Paige has her name on them, so she must throw them. And they go a long ways for people who can get a hold of them. I'm a little scared of them, so I leave them on the shelf for you. The disc I wanted to talk through is over here, the Venom, which if you watched our recent video, disc got voted out of my bag, and what got voted out of my bag was the Destroyer, sadly for me, very sadly for me. And I've decided I think I'm going to replace the Destroyer with the Venom, mainly because these ESP Venoms, they claim a 13 speed. They're way more comfortable than 13 speed. They don't feel nearly as thick rimmed as a nuke. They might feel a little bit more than a Destroyer, but feel very, very comfortable to me. And in our experience, these ESP ones, nowhere near as overstable as you might think. They're not scary overstable. They're more Destroyer overstable. So I think I have a Force in my bag. I think the Force is going to be the most overstable. I think I'm going to step it down to the Venom. But if you want that really overstability, you can go with these Z ones, especially this red Z one. I don't know. Let me feel both red Z. Yeah, both the red Z ones on our site have a nice, really stiff rim, which should give you that really overstability that you're looking for a lot of times when you're picking up a Venom. And then we also have the Big Z Venom, which is just a really cool stamp and should provide, you know, sometimes Big Z can be the most overstable. This feels like it should be kind of a good, it's going to be more overstable than ESP, should be a little less than Z, so ESP should be the flippiest Venom. No Venoms are going to be flippy, but the Venom's going to be my distance driver of choice for the rest of the year, now that Destroyers have to come out of my bag, and I'm very, very excited for that to be true. And we still have a lot in stock, so if you want to be like me, which you might not, then pick up the Venom. If you don't want to be like me, pick up a Destroyer.
All right. We got another Finish Line restock here. If you haven't checked out Finish Line, this is Drew Gibson's personal line of discs that he's been working on. We've got a new mold to show you as well. So first off, we do have the Era big restock. This is the original Finish Line disc. Very nice flip up to flat 10-speed driver. Really, really glidey, goes really far. Quite nice. We'll skip over that one for now. We also have that in their composite plastic, a little more stable. We do have the Supra as well, first run Supras. So these are a flippy mid-range. This is in my bag currently. There's actually a video on our Instagram of me hyzer flipping it at Independence Park, and people were like, what is that disc? It's this one. Really understable, but not to the point where it'll roll over. If you give it a lot of hyzer, it just gets that really cool hyzer flip to like push over flight. It's a really good disc and very comfortable, so highly recommend the Supra. Another disc that's very cool is the Pace, and this is the James Proctor signature Signature Series pace. These are nice overstable driving putters. I actually really like this disc. I would certainly consider bagging this one as well, because not often you can find like good driving putters that glide but have a lot of overstability, and that's this one. Then the new mold from Finish Lines, and I think they really nailed it with this one. This is the Torque. This is a fairway driver. I would put it in like an 8-speed situation. I threw this a few times. This is the launch edition one. And I would compare it to like an Eagle from Innova, similar to that, where like it does have good overstability to it, but it's not like a Firebird or anything. It's not like crazy overstable, but this is a really nice mold. Finish Line so far has only made good molds, so they're really doing a cool thing. If you haven't checked them out, I would highly recommend it. They have some really cool plastic.
All right, this next restock we're really excited about. We're on the accessory side of things now, if you can't tell by me standing next to this tower of disc dots. And you might be saying like, oh, Hunter, disc dots, we've seen them before. Why are you telling us about them again? Well, super excited because A, they're back in stock. B, these bad boys are now made completely out of recycled discs. That's very exciting stuff. So a lot of these are actually made out of recycled Trash Panda molds currently. We've been partnering, I say we, Atlas has been partnering with Trash Panda and the manufacturing of these behind the scenes for a while now, and we finally have them in our hands, and now we have them on our site, foundationdisc.com. So you can check them out. We got all the colors in stock. If you don't know what a disc dot is, you're like, Hunter, why are you holding a ball of plastic and telling me I should buy it for disc golf? You clip it onto a chain, and then when you're practicing your putts, I don't know if you're like me, but my eyes get all blurry. I'm trying to focus on a single chain, and after like 10 minutes of practice putting, when I used to practice putt, we've all seen the videos, my eyes get crossed. I can't really pick it in, and next thing you know, I'm forming bad habits in putting. That's where the disc dot comes in. You click that thing onto a chain, even from 30 feet, even at twilight or dusk, you can see it. It's very easy. It's easy to not lose focus. It's easy to just bang out those reps, and you get immediate feedback because you know what you're aiming for, and you can see where the disc is hitting in relation to that. So even when you're making your putts, you can still have room for improvement to get down the perfect putt. And that's what the disc dot is super handy for. And you can get different colors, so you can put like, oh, I know I missed left. I'm gonna put a red one on the left, so I know don't aim there, and a blue one in the center, and then I can have feedback. And if I hit the red disc dot, I'm not gonna count it. Stuff like that. So disc dots, a super fun, inexpensive way to improve your putting game. Another thing from our friends over at Atlas that we just got restocked on is our chalk balls and chalk pouch. I'm actually gonna go ahead and open this pouch. We'll reseal her back up. So this pouch comes ready to just clip onto the side of your bag and hold your chalk ball. I'm not gonna open the chalk ball because I'll get chalk all over me, because these things put out a serious amount of chalk. So if you live somewhere like me where it has been way too hot for way too long and your hands get way too sweaty during your disc golf rounds and you're sick of having to use that as an excuse, although it is a really good crutch to lean on when stuff slips out early, pick up a chalk pouch and the chalk ball. It's got a nice cinch so chalk won't get everywhere in your car and all over your bag. But then as soon as you're ready, you just loosen that up, stick your hand in there, clap it a few times, grab it, however you want to do it, and your hand will get all chalked up. Grip issues, no more. These things are incredible. You pick up the pouch and the ball, or if you already have the pouch, you just get the ball, or if you already have the ball, you can get the pouch. Although I don't know where you're storing the ball. But anyways, and these also have little fun, you know, extra zippers for random things and trinkets, mini Sharpies. You should be able to even like fit a scorecard into some of these for your round, and then you can clip some Sharpies on the side and then a carabiner to clip onto your bag. So great little accessory, just restocked, all courtesy of Disc Dot and Atlas. So you can check that out and everything else that we mentioned in this video over at foundationdiscs.com. It's all live on the site for your pleasure right now, and we'll see you back here, same time, same place, next week.